welcome everybody. We have another fun-filled Shimakaze game night for you. Yes, this is my favorite destroyer. I like to say it's the best destroyer, and people argue, but it's one of my favorites to play with, especially at the legendary tier, because having 15 torpedoes is awesome, especially when they go 11 kilometers, do insane amounts of damage, and yeah, that's why I like it. That's why I like it. So if you're considering a bureau project, if you haven't already had that, or if you don't already have Shimakaze, and you like destroyers, this is definitely the one to go for. I know it's been out. For the amateur players, it's been there for a while. You probably already have it, and either love it or hate it. I'm in the love it category. So we started in the middle. I always gripe about starting in the middle, because then I'm always indecisive. I like it when decisions are made for me, and I'm like right in front of a zone, so that I can go and capture it. You know, it's that thing. So I checked the map here because I was trying to see if that smoke screen is in range of my torpedoes, and it just barely is, right? So I looked at the map, saw where the smoke screen was on the map, and then when I came back out of the map, I looked at the mini map to kind of compare and contrast, you know, based off my range, right? So sending torpedoes into the smoke screen to see if we can't get either, it's probably most likely a destroyer, or if it's a cruiser that can smoke, you know, whatever. So we spot this Z-44, and I do the thing that most people do, which is slam on the brakes and set our smoke screen, right? I'm a little bit into enemy territory at this point, and it's kind of the smart way to go. And then what I'm doing here is backing up. Like, he spotted me. He knows I'm stopping in the smoke screen, so I want to get out of where he may have sent torpedoes, right? I'm taking a guess at what he might be doing. So he's approaching here, so I know that I'm a little bit safe by kind of turning away from him and heading back into my smoke screen. And we are spotted just because he's so close to us, right? A lot of those German destroyers have sonar too, so he might have, you know, if we weren't that close, he might have been picking us up. But basically here, I am dragging him towards our allies who are doing the right thing and helping us out and shooting him. It's amazing. Teamwork. Although we just lost a battleship from another Shimakaze on the other team. But because we came this way, and there's the torpedoes, we came this way and kind of, you know, lured him even further into our territory. That got the attention of enough of our teammates to help us out drastically here, right? Press forward and turn in when you see torpedoes like this. Keep going, don't stop and panic. Keep going and turn towards them. That's how we dodge those. If you stop, you're probably gonna take that hit. So we will take our chance shots here at these battleships that are kind of far out at sea. I'm guessing they would want to press in towards C and try and see if they can't steal that cap. So that's kind of my thought process behind sending torpedoes just kind of willy-nilly into the zone. They have a lot more ships on that side than our team does at the moment. We've kind of got our one and only destroyer, who is holding up the fort quite well on his own. If I'm just looking at the mini-map, though, I don't know how life is really going for him. There is a Worcestershire sauce over there. He might be radaring or sonaring him, and yep, there he goes. But we are not getting hit by radar or sonar, so we are unspotted here. So he may not know we're here, so that's kind of why I'm just sending torpedoes directly through the middle of it, hoping he does not suspect us. And then I'm kind of pressing towards B here too. I do have to keep an eye on this Kronstadt and what he might want to do. The Soviet cruisers, most of them have radar as well. So at this point I'm kind of confused why I'm not getting radared. There's a Worcester over here and a Kronstadt on the other side, and the Worcester for sure has seen torpedoes from me. He knows there's a destroyer eyeing him up, right? The Kronstadt probably doesn't know yet, but maybe he used it somewhere else, you know, who knows. We are a few minutes into the game, so occasionally sometimes consumables have been spent and they're waiting for them to be, you know, like recharged, right? But we're having terrible luck with our torpedoes. Our one kill is that the German destroyer that we got with our guns, right? So we don't even have that much damage at this point. But we are being sneaky. Apparently. I don't know how it's happening. But we don't have anybody detecting us with all the radars that could possibly be around us, right? But we're going to sneak into this zone, and that'll probably draw a little bit of attention. But we'll see what happens, yeah. We'll see what happens. So I'm just keeping it, so I don't really care too much about the Montana at this point. I'm more interested in that Kronstadt popping up here as we come around the corner, because I'm most likely going to get spotted by him. Yeah. Oh, nope, so somebody else finally spotted him. Alright, so this is going to be an awesome launch here. And I'm going to head directly away from him, because now he's going to spot us. I think I've got my Shimakaze is like 5.3 or 5.5. You know, I've invested a little bit in concealment when it comes to I'm going to hold off on the smoke screen, see if he dies, and then I don't eat it. But yeah, it was tempting to use the smoke screen there so that it would be unspotted, but we finished him off. Yeah, he was just paying too much attention to what was going on at Zone A, and not enough attention to what was going on at the minimap. Like, he should have known I was there by seeing the zone getting capped, right? So next target is going to be this Montana, especially if he keeps pressing forward, right? So if he keeps moving forward, that will be favorable for our torpedoes here. And also too with battleships, sometimes if you think they're going full forward, well, if they're going full forward, especially if they're heading straight, right, it takes them a while to get up to speed. So sometimes it's advantageous to kind of aim a little bit further in front if you think they're going to keep moving forward. So much of the torpedo game is predicting what the other player is going to do, right? And that's always tough, and it always ruins your day when you launch 15 torpedoes and hit nothing, right? Yeah. So we've got the zone capped. We sent our torpedoes in that direction. The Montana's outnumbered over there, right? So I kind of thought, if I don't do anything to him, my teammates can handle it. So I'm kind of going to go, with this game, I always preach, go where you're most valuable. It's a rock, paper, scissors mentality. Destroyers do great against battleships. Battles do great against cruisers. Cruisers do great against destroyers. But also, so go where, I'm going to go where battleships are, right? Like, if I'm a destroyer, if I'm a Shimakaze, I want to be able to hit battleships with my torpedoes. That's where I'm going to get the most points and do the most damage, right? That kind of thing. But also, as a destroyer, it's advantageous to cap zones. People, your team kind of typically relies on you as a destroyer to get zone captures. Don't do it. Don't focus so much on that. Like, don't go in there and sit in the zone saying, I got to get this zone capture and die. If you're spotted, go on the defensive, right? So everything's circumstantial in this game. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But in general, go where you think you'll be valuable, right? So Worcester is dodging our torpedoes like a jerk. Typically, radar range on American ships is 9 kilometers, or it might be, really dumb and the Worcester doesn't even have it. But we might hit this battleship, although now the battleship knows we're over here too, right? So he may be flooring it, trying to get around that island as well, because, he saw those torpedoes too and sees the zone getting capped, so, yeah, sure enough. Kurfürst is booking it away from here. Nobody likes me, you guys. Nobody likes me. But 87,000 damage, and there's quite a bit of game left in us here. Not a bad take already. So I'm firing a little bit in front, and of course the Worcestershire sauce is going to pick us up on sonar, which means he probably is going to see our torpedoes quite early and spot us. So we still have a smoke screen because we were smart before and didn't use it. Yay! And now he's picking us up on radar, but we will keep running away. Nothing else is going to be spotting us. I'm just kind of looking at where the remaining ships are and angles. So once his radar is done, I will be unspotted, even though I am firing my guns, right? Just because that smoke screen is between me and him. And somehow this sonar must have run out, or that was just too many torpedoes for him to handle. But he took one, and we win that fight, right? And of course, killing the ship ends radar early. Awesome. Yep. Right. It doesn't keep going. So we have our legendary and epic boosters going. So we are getting. I think I have the epic booster set for faster reload on the torpedoes, and then of course the legendary booster, the yellow color. Down there, I'm looking at the bottom right. You know, the purple and yellow. Little ×3 things that we have there. So the ×3 is, for the purple, is based on how much damage you've done, and then the yellow is based on how many kills you get. Right, so the yellow is the legendary one, and that's an increased damage to torpedoes. So if you don't know about those, you can buy those with steel badges now, which you would normally get from, you know, either after you complete a campaign, or I think certain, you know, one-off different game types can earn you steel badges, and you know, other random mission completions and stuff, right? Earn you steel badges. But basically, you go into your ship's loadout, not your commander, your ship's loadout, and go to the, I think it's always the 4th module in your ship that you choose, and then so whichever one you pick, you can now upgrade it. So that's part of a game update that happened, I don't know, probably like a few months back, right at this point. But it was something that it was there and available to me, and I didn't realize it, you know. So that was me. I'm that guy that doesn't pay attention to updates, right? So then I'm like, oh, this is convenient, and I had all this steel to spend. So awesome. You know, I don't know what you need from me, buddy. I'm supporting us. I know there's a Kurfürst in there, and I'm hoping he's coming this way. That's why I'm sending torpedoes this way. Yeah, so the sector alert from the teammate might be the, yeah, we get a hit. We called it. The sector alert might be where somebody's assuming the destroyer is, right? So I'll press forward. At this point, it's kind of like, I don't care if I die, you know, my team's got this win, right? Kurfürst is so low. If I get this kill, like, this is amazing. Yeah, so I was gonna say, he's the only one spotted on the enemy team. Like, everyone's got to be shooting at him, right? But so we held on to 1 rack of torpedoes, just in case. And so, you know, based on, you know, I started turning around because I thought maybe someone knew what they were talking about when they were highlighting that map sector. So I was going to head back around, but now the steering is headed our way around the other side of this island. So I'm backing up, but yeah, same situation. He's spotted. Like, it's literally, it's the only ship for everybody to shoot at, right? So we will take a look at the leaderboard here, see where we ended up. Oh, look, we got some bureau progress. I don't even know what I'm working on right now. On the bureau, but 136,000 damage. That's pretty good for a that's positive credits worthy for legendary tier, right? It's always a struggle to earn credits on legendary tier, but 3,100 XP. That's kind of where you really want to look and care about. Like, that's, you know, that's how you know if you really were the MVP. Not damage done. XP, guys. XP. Not money earned. XP. This is how we have this commander set up. This is really Ryazo Tanaka. But we have this sexy lady commander guys on here. But basically, yeah, I've got, for inspirations, torpedo detectability and speed. I think the other guy was speed too. And then damage, and then torpedo speed. You know, I kind of figure with already having 10 kilometers of range of torpedoes, I didn't need to do anything to boost torpedo range, because that's all that much more time that, you know. Oh, we got a message. I hope it's hate mail. I just love hate mail, you guys. Yeah, so like I kind of have this, you know, and you could do smoke screen here too, but and I always do this, you know, the little wrenchy one for the legendary perk, because I like being able to move when you have engine damage. Check out this message from this guy. Lots of GG. Thank you, Thunder Chicken. What do we do? Thumbs up? I like doing the thumbs up because I'm lazy. But yeah, I do love me some hate mail. Someone tells me I suck, so. Alright, later guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. We will have more videos on the way.